What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Layer Game, episode 119. This is your average man perspective on football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Join me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
Next up, we got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
I don't know where Eddie Kane Jr. is, but
we assume he'll be joining us soon.
And we hope so. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Layer Game. We're on Twitter, Delay of Game 3, and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but week 10 is in the books.
Yes,
week 10
is in the books.
Week 10 is in the books.
We had some good games last week. Had the only undefeated team get knocked out, catch a defeat by my team, of course, the Commanders. So that's always a good week. Who's hosting that? Herman?
Mark's hosting.
So go ahead and start us off, Mark.
Thank you so much, Marcus, and welcome back too.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
We're gonna get into some NFL news. Then we'll talk about some hot topics. Then we're gonna review last week's game. Then we talk about our picks for the next following week games, and then we're gonna end it with our final thoughts. First off, in news, I'm gonna throw it back at you, Marcus. What's the first news story we
got? Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson returned to practice on Wednesday for the first time since his 11-game suspension for violating the league's personal contact policy, which took effect on August 30th. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski declined to go into details on how the team plans to divide practice reps between Watson and quarterback Jacoby Brissett, who has started each game for Cleveland this season.
All right. So it doesn't seem like it was so long ago that
it do seem like a long time ago.
I mean, it almost feels like it's been a season now. Now we talk about Deshaun come back to play. It's gonna be interesting to see how together ready he is to play right now. You got to knock some of the dust off and see where that goes to. But that's gonna be interesting. Herman, what's the next story we got?
So, Raiders owner Mark Davis endorsed Josh McDaniels on Monday after the Raiders' 25-20 loss to the Indianapolis Colts under interim coach Jeff Saturday, who had no previous coaching experience except high school. So, yeah.
And he had a losing record in high school. One season.
I didn't even know that.
He had a losing record in the high school coaching.
That's crazy.
Yep. And only had one season of it too.
I guess that's why he was just a 1-year high school coach, huh? All right, I'm gonna read the next story. The
I guess so.
LA Rams will be without top offensive weapon for at least 4 weeks after designating the star Cooper Kupp to injury reserve. Kupp was injured during the Rams' loss to the 49ers on Sunday with a high ankle sprain. He suffered late in the game. Kupp will miss at least 4 weeks and undergo tightrope surgery to repair the injury. The injury surgery is typically 5 to 6 weeks. Sean McVay did not rule out Kupp for the season. I need to get some glasses, boy.
He done. He done 5 to 6 games.
Oh yeah, he done.
They likely not going to the playoffs.
No,
they're probably not.
He's completely
You want me to read Eddie Kane's?
Go ahead and read the last story, which is kind of funny to me, but go ahead.
So, Denver Broncos outside linebacker Aaron Patrick has sued the NFL, ESPN, the Rams, the Chargers, and other entities in civil court in Los Angeles. The lawsuit alleges negligence in the placement of mats covering cords and cables that led to the field for the league's replay monitor. Patrick alleges that his foot rolled on one of the mats as he tried not to slam into the NFL's green hat TV liaison. Patrick's complaint also contends that ownership of the venue owed a duty of care to those with access to the field, and that ownership allowed an unsafe condition to exist on the premises.
This is a current active player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He
weird.
obviously-
That's weird.
Isn't it? The story was just funny to me when I saw it.
Because he hurt his ACL, right?
Yes, his ACL. Yeah. So I guess when he goes to court, it's like he gonna leave it up to the court to decide let them argue out on who's at fault. That's basically what they're gonna do.
Well, my thing is,
It's
why
just
would you
crazy.
sue why would you sue your team? Like,
Well, he sued everybody.
I don't know, but it's like, why would you sue your team too that you're currently working for? Like, that's
I mean,
weird.
he didn't sue the Broncos too, did he?
Oh wait,
NFL,
why did you say
ESPN,
Denver
Rams, and
Broncos?
Chargers.
Yeah, why would he sue the Rams and he sued the Rams? Okay, you're right. He didn't sue the Broncos.
It was
okay.
because it was a Rams and
'Cause
Chargers.
it's the Rams
stadium.
and Chargers own the stadium. Oh my
Right.
God, he reaching on that one. Whoever they were playing,
Right.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, right.
he's reaching on that one.
Yeah, I just
Good
thought
luck.
it was wild. All right. So
Is this dude a starter?
I think he played due to injuries. Is how he ended up playing.
Maybe special teamer. I don't know.
That's just a weird. That's weird.
It is. All right. So we're gonna get into our hot topics. The first hot topic we have is who right now. Who is your choice for MVP right now? It could be any one of the players that's playing hot right now. Marcus, I'll let you start it off. Who you have right now as your most valuable player?
I mean, easily. I wouldn't have called it at this point, but easily, I think it's Patrick Mahomes. Leads the league in touchdowns. I think he also. I may be wrong, but I think he also leads the league in fewest interceptions. I might be wrong on that one, but I know he definitely leads the league in touchdowns. So I think it's between him and maybe Cheetah.
Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill.
Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is having a very good season. But I think the forefront leader is definitely Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick. Herman, who you got?
Well, Patrick is the easy choice. Of course, it's always easy to choose a quarterback, and they're usually chosen anyway. That's just how it runs in the NFL. But, and I was sitting here thinking that was my first choice too. And that was my first choice too when I saw this selection or this topic. But I said, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley. Because without Saquon Barkley, the Giants and Daniel Jones, they're not doing what they're doing. Saquon is carrying that team. I mean, you have to account for Saquon. You have to worry about the run. You take Saquon off the Giants, they're not 7-2 right now, or 7-3. They're not 7-3 if you take Saquon off the Giants. So I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley. I think the Giants go as far as he can take them. It keeps Daniel Jones from having to do too much. Shortens the game. He's able to shorten the game, keep the other offense off the field, and they can control the clock and control the ball.
Giants are 7-2.
7-2, yeah. So yeah, I'm going with Barkley.
I like the Barkley choice, and he'd have been my runner up for sure. With it, but I'm gonna have to go with the quarterback that just lost to those Commanders. I'm gonna have to say Jalen Hurts. I don't think Jalen was thought of to be in the position that he is now. I think with his play has elevated the Eagles as far as offense. They've been able to open up a lot more in the playbook. I think he's been fine as a passer as well as a runner. So for my pick, it'll be Jalen Hurts, but Barkley is a close second in that choice. He's not losing it by that much.
I don't agree with you on Hurts. Hurts doesn't have the stats. He has the wins, but he doesn't have the stats.
Yeah. I just don't see it either. I feel like you could replace Hurts, and they could still be just as good.
I ain't gonna say all that. I'm just saying he doesn't.
I don't think so. I don't think they would have been as good without Hurts. I don't. I don't think they would have been.
They probably wouldn't have been undefeated, but I believe Minshew might could have them going to have a winning record right now.
You are a hater on me. You are the biggest hater.
Well, you know he's a big Phillies hater, so of course you know he's gonna say that. Of course.
I'm just keeping it real.
I got another name.
Who's that?
And see, let me throw out there and see what I think. Justin Jefferson.
Woo.
Forget about the catch. I mean, that's but I mean, come on.
He's doing it.
The only thing about receivers is somebody has to get them the ball. So that makes it so hard to pick a receiver. But
hell?
I can see what you're saying. You need to touch the camera down some or sit up.
Okay. Just talk.
Welcome to the show, Brian.
What is going on?
This is why we get
where
on
are you at?
30 minutes early.
Damn computer wants to do an update right before the show.
Yeah. This is why we start 30 minutes early.
We're in the topic.
Doing the show, and this went. I had to close, so I didn't get home early enough. So I apologize. I'm here.
Well, we're happy to see you and have you here. The topic right now we're talking about is your choice for the MVP so far in the NFL right now. So who will be your choice? Marcus with
Mahomes.
Mahomes. Herman with Saquon. I went with
Jalen
Hurts. Who's your choice, Brian?
Mark, you went with Jalen Hurts?
I went with Jalen Hurts.
I was just telling him how wrong he was.
Yeah, absolutely. Jalen Hurts isn't even in the conversation. Y'all know who the MVP is.
Worry about my MVP choice. What about your own? Just
MVP is Captain Kirk Cousins. That's who the MVP
I will hang.
Kirk Cousins dancing on the plane with the chain, doing this thing. We lost Marcus. So, but no doubt. I mean, if you look at all the statistics going on right now, Kirk is in the top 10. Most of the time, the top 5 when it comes to certain categories, man. And he's been doing his thing, making plays. He had that one faux pas really with Philadelphia, but last week against the Bills, he really showed his mettle. And of course, the Philadelphia game, you kind of got to give him a pass because it was prime time, which he's not good at. But right now, if I was to give my vote, I give it to Kirk.
Kirk was just. I think they just had a vote. He was voted the 15th best quarterback in the NFL. So I don't know how he would be MVP.
In general, or like this year?
This year.
Really?
That probably Steve Bayless or somebody like that. They're not reputable. Don't watch those shows.
Right.
They hate Kirk Cousins. Come on, man.
That's what I was just saying too.
That was a little for you. That was a little for you.
I said maybe Justin Jefferson. If you want to put a Viking, maybe Justin Jefferson should be MVP, but not Kirk.
Justin Jefferson can't do anything without Kirk.
See, and that's what I was going to say. That's what I just said.
His main thing is catching it. So.
Wait a minute. So are we saying what is considerably the greatest?
Thank you for doing it. It was really small.
What?
So Hall of Famer and arguably best player in football, Jerry Rice. He doesn't deserve any credit.
That's different.
Oh, okay, Jerry Rice. Oh, okay.
Hall of Fame is different. It's totally different.
But I'm just saying. But according to
career, we just talking about.
According to Brian, if he didn't have nobody throw it to him, then he shouldn't be.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. The quarterbacks that threw to Jerry Rice, are they in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, they are.
2 of them are.
You don't even answer that question. It was rhetorical. It was rhetorical. You don't have to answer.
but they both are.
Well, he had more than 3 quarterbacks throw to him. So, but 2 of them are in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I mean, I don't even know who the other ones are, to be honest.
Jeff Garcia.
Did he play with him?
Mm-hmm.
And then when he was in Oakland, who was the dude in Oakland?
Gogan, not Gogan.
Gannon.
God, he was in Oakland.
Yeah, Rich Gannon.
Gannon. Yeah.
Don't act like I was that far off, Mark. He's all no, Gannon. Me.
About Gogan, like what?
Hey. Gogan was a player. He just was like an offensive lineman for the Niners, I think.
So you're not in the garage anymore, huh? I don't think.
Yes, I am in the garage.
Oh, he
I'm
cold.
in the garage. I'm on my tablet. Okay, that's why the background ain't all the way there. Okay, I was rushing. This thing is still updating. So I could have waited for the whole thing to update and miss the show, or just wing it.
Well, we're happy to have you here, Brian. Okay.
Apparently not, because Marcus keeps picking on me.
All right. We're going to move on to the next hot topic we have. We've never seen 4 teams from the same division make the playoffs the same year since the realignment. But there's certainly a realistic chance that it happened this season. What division do you think would be the one to get 4 teams into the playoffs? Brian, since you're the newcomer, I'll let you start this one off. What do you think it would be?
Man, I looked at this thing, and in my opinion, is like I think me and Herman kind of already discussed. There's really only 2 divisions that actually have a shot at it, and both of them are in the East, the AFC East and the NFC East. But the problem I have with the NFC East is the team in Washington. I mean, no doubt, they did their thing last, Monday night, took the Eagles down, but I mean, you kind of got to parse that, man. It is a division win, and they still have a big question at quarterback. So I just can't see them, and they have a lot of divisional games still to play. They still got to play the Cowboys, still got to play the Giants again. How many times have they played the Giants? Only once?
Yeah, they only played them. Have they even played the Giants yet?
I don't think they played the Giants. I think they got the Giants twice, got us another time. So we kind of going to beat up on each other, so I can't see all of us getting in there. So, and I even look at the AFC East, and I just don't think New England is going to pull its weight. I think New England is kind of like the Washington. I just don't think they're going to pull its weight. And again, I just can't be, both New York teams, I'm not going to say are fraudulent, but I don't think they're as good as their record states. So ultimately, I don't think anybody could do it. But if it was a division that it happened to fall on, I'm going to pick the AFC East.
AFC East. I mean, I think both divisions. Right now, if it ended right now, East would be the one that would the AFC East would be the one that'd be in. I'm probably have to agree with you on that one, Brian, and say the AFC East because the NFC you still have each other to play in that division, and it's it's still. I mean, we halfway through the season. It's still a lot of games, so I'm gonna have to agree with you on the AFC East. Marcus.
So like we said, there's only 2 possible. It's the AFC East and NFC East. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I probably had to go with the AFC East as well. I don't think I love the Commanders, and they are 5-5 right now. And these are the only 2 divisions that every team is either 500 or above. I don't know if we could beat Philly again. Pretty much got blown the last time we played the Cowboys. It's hard to say. I had to really look at the schedule. But, I say the AFC East because we got the Bills, even though they're in 3rd place right now. New England, they have a history, even though they haven't been that great without Tom Brady, but they have a history. They have a history, so it's New England. Keep hearing about Miami. Tua's names has been brought up in the MVP conversation, even though no one on this panel mentioned it. And the Jets, it's hard to say with the Jets, but they are looking good. I think Defensive Player of the Year is going to come down between Sauce and Micah Parsons. Probably go to Micah, but it'll be between those 2. The only weak link I see in that division is the Jets, but I think they're what are they, number 2 now? Number 2,
Mm-hmm.
So
6-3. They're number 2, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with the AFC East. It's the Buffalo. Everybody's thinking Buffalo's gonna make it. They're number 3. It's the Patriots. If anybody can make it, it's them. Miami's looking good and Jets looking good. I had to go with the AFC East.
Herman?
Well, you know me. I'm going against the grain on this one. I don't believe that either division can do it either. But if I had to pick, I'm actually going to pick the NFC East. And my reasoning behind it is the teams in the NFC are weaker than the teams are in the AFC. When you start to go down through the divisions of the NFC, outside of the division winners, the people besides the NFC East in the NFC, outside of the current division winners right now, they only have one team that's over 500, and that's the 49ers. Every other team in the other three divisions is under 500 right now. And I mean, some of them are a grip under 500.
You mean every other team except the division leader?
Except for the division leader, yeah. Because when you run down the NFC East, and everybody is at 500 or above, right? The NFC North, you got the 8-1 Vikings. The second place in that division is the 4-6 Packers, followed by the 3-6 Lions and the 3-7 Bears. Then you go to the NFC South, and you have the 5-5 Bucks, followed by the 4-6 Falcons, the 3-7 Panthers, the 3-7 Saints. Then you go into the NFC West, and you have the 6-4 Seahawks winning the division, followed by the 5-4 49ers, and then the 4-6 Cardinals and the 3-6 Rams. So when you compare that to the AFC side, you have more teams with winning records or at 500 or above. So for me, I think the NFC is a weaker conference. So that's the only reason why I think it could happen in the NFC East rather than the AFC East.
You know what? I like that, Herman. You had me until I looked at the NFC West, and I saw the Niners sitting there at 5-4. You think the Niners are not going to make the playoffs?
I think they probably are going to make the playoffs, but because the AFC, that's the only team in the NFC conference that can make it happen. All
right, let me ask you this real quick. In the AFC, you think Cincinnati's going to the playoffs?
I think Cincinnati can go to the playoffs, yes.
Okay, that was the only one that was a little bit questionable. I don't think the Colts are going. I don't think the Chargers are going.
I think the Chargers might have a chance too, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
They're so injured.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They are, but when you
I have the quarterback in fantasy.
But look, when you look at those two teams and then you say, okay, the Patriots, they're all 5-4.
Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, I can throw Washington in there for your NFC one. So
you could, but I just think that because
NFC is, I mean, we all pretty much know it's not going to happen. But I like where you're headed, Herman. I like it.
All right, it was a topic that something to think about,
and not to draw the show out any longer, but I mean everybody's talking about the Rams, but we all called this last year. We said they were in it for 1 year. Nobody should be surprised.
That's very
that's
true.
That's so true.
People are like mad. They like, look what you did. I'm like, they won a Super Bowl. That's what you all in for. Yeah. After that, whatever, man. Blow up the team. You gotta do, but you accomplished your goal for that year.
True.
Right.
I mean, we said all last year they was all in for 1 year, and they got it. So can't be mad.
It would be worse if they hadn't gotten it last year.
Yeah, it'd be worse.
Right. That would have been more talk than anything else on how they failed with the team they had put together. So yeah, that would have been a big topic to talk about.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna get into a couple of games from last week. We wasn't here to pick them, but we're gonna still talk about what would happen if we'd have chosen.
No, we're not.
What are you doing?
There's none of that.
What are you doing?
We did not pick last week.
But in my mind, I picked them all right. So
if you don't take that hat off,
nice try.
Y'all party poopers.
All right. The first game we had the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Carolina Panthers. Panthers won at 25-15. Stats for it: Marcus Mariota 19 for 30, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. also leading rusher, 3 carries for 43 yards. Drake London, rookie, 5 receptions, 38 yards, 1 touchdown. For the Panthers, P.J. Walker, 10 for 16 for 108 yards. Dante Freeman, 31 carries for 30 yards, 1 touchdown. And you had Terrence Marshall Jr., 1 reception for 43 yards on this one. I'm gonna start this one off first. If I was taking it, I would have went with the home team, and I think I would have took the Panthers. The Falcons were never in this game as far, they just couldn't get it going. It was raining. You took them out of their dome. They were terrible outside the dome. So I would have took the Panthers. Marcus.
It's hard for me to say. I probably would have took the Panthers as well if it was a home game, but I would have thought I could have went either way.
Herman. I actually would have took the Falcons on this one. I'm not gonna lie like some people. The Falcons have been playing decently, but man, after watching this game, Marcus Mariota is some trash. That dude is trash. Period. That's it. Nothing else to say.
How you gonna say that about Marcus Mariota?
He's trash. Did you see him throw that ball on his butt?
Yeah, I thought he was doing better, man. I was like, what am I watching right now? It was terrible. This dude is trash.
And I was wanting him to go to Pittsburgh. After seeing that game, I don't think I'm okay with Trubisky right now.
Yeah, and y'all know how I feel about Trubisky.
I don't think that's true. I think it was just as bad.
I don't know, Brian.
Man, I'm looking at it, and like Marcus said, it would have been close. I think I probably would have went with the Falcons just for the simple fact that they were hot a little bit. I mean, they were running the ball well. Mariota wasn't making mistakes. He was doing a lot of running, wasn't doing a ton of throwing. They kind of resembled the Bears offense. And I just, PJ, what can you say? What can you say? So I probably would have picked the Falcons, but I couldn't swear upon it.
Hey, PJ was great in XFL, man. He was great.
Yeah. Well, maybe he needs to go back.
Well, he's hurt. He's injured now. So
yeah.
Your boy wasn't that great in the XFL. He didn't even make the starting room.
Who that?
Heineke.
Yeah. Whatever. Let me talking my boy. And Heineke we trust.
Man, he should be able to go to any restaurant and get free food, free drinks forever.
Free Heinekens.
Yeah. They said he was on the plane with some Busch Lights or something.
Yeah, not playing the train. I think they take the train to Philly.
Okay.
When they go to Philly.
Busch Lights
the train to
Philly before Heineken could get him.
Yeah, I think they always take the train when they go to Philly.
All right, moving on to the next game. We had the Germany game, Munich, Germany. This was the first time that they played in the regular season in Germany. You had the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Bucks beat them 21-16. Stats in this particular game. You had Geno Smith, 23 for 33, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns. Geno Smith rushing 4 attempts for 22 yards. Tyler Lockett, 3 receptions for 42 yards, 1 touchdown. Tom Brady, 22 for 29, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rashad White, 22 carries for 105 yards. And Chris Godwin, 6 receptions, 71 yards, and 1 touchdown. Herman, I'll let you start us out. Who did you have in this game?
Honestly, I would have picked. I think I would have lone wolfed this one probably and picked Seattle. Seattle's been they've been playing pretty good, been playing hot. And I know Tampa is starting to get back on track now that Tom Brady finished his divorce. So we all see he's back on track with his game. But the key to this one was the the Tampa run defense. They held Kenny Walker III to 17 yards rushing, and Seattle he'd been lighting up the boards in previous games. So we see basically the way to stop Seattle is to stop the run. So I would have got this one wrong.
Brian?
Yeah, Herman, you were not definitely alone with this because I would have been jumping up and down on the tables that the Seahawks were going to win this game. I'm with you. Kenny Walker was a fantasy star. Was running up and down 100-yard games, and like Herman said, they rushed for a total of 39 yards. That is not the recipe for Seattle to get a win. And I wasn't thinking that Tom Brady was back on track. The last time they played before this game, it took them to the fourth quarter to beat the Rams. On the last, he finally got a drive together, but he did look spectacular. He didn't look like the Tom Brady we've known for the last 20-some years. So I would have definitely got this one wrong, but I would have went with Seattle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with y'all. I think I would have took Seattle in this simple fact that I didn't think the Bucs wasn't running the ball well going into this game, but they did in this one. The kid, Rachaad White started and ahead of Leonard Fournette, and even though he went out early, but they ended up having a run game, and they were pounding on them. But I would have thought Geno and them would have rode the hot hand and been able to handle the Tampa Bay and the Bucs. So yeah, I agree with you on this one so far. I would have took Seattle also. Marcus, round us out. Take us out.
Yeah, I probably would have took Seattle. Even though Tom Brady he's 2-0 since his divorce, so I guess once you get that monkey off your back, once you get that monkey off your back, I guess everything's all coming together. But I definitely would take Seattle. Seattle was hot and Tampa Bay was not. But I guess they managed to pull it out. Had to go all the way to the country to do it, but I believe they would have played in Seattle. They probably would have lost.
All right, so the next game we had on tap, the San Diego Chargers against the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers won it 22-16. Chargers stats: Justin Herbert, 21 for 35, 196 yards, 1 touchdown, one interception. Austin Eckler, 6 carries, 24 yards. DeAndre Carter, 4 catches, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. For San Francisco, Jimmy G, 19 for 28, 240 yards. Elijah Mitchell, 18 carries for 89 yards, no touchdown. And Brandon Uka, we got 6 catches for 84 yards, no touchdowns. Brian,
real quick, what game are we doing?
He skipped all the way to the Chargers and 49ers game.
I did the wrong one. I did. Oh, okay.
I was looking
I'm sorry.
You skipped the
No, that's fine. We can do that one. I was just
I had one page over the other one. I'm sorry. Chargers and 49ers. Yeah, Chargers 49ers.
Okay. Yeah, in this particular game, I would have picked the 49ers. The 49ers are hot. The 49ers got the new toy with Christian McCaffrey. The Chargers had neither of their starting wide receivers. The basically whole game plan is to get it to Eckler or the tight end, and that's about it. So I would have got this particular game right, though I thought the Niners would have won a little stronger than what they did.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I would have took the Niners in this one too, for the Chargers injuries. But like you said, with all the talk about how dynamic San Francisco is going to do with his offense and McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel, it was a defense that turned out dominating in this particular game. The other play that was questionable in here, the Dre Greenlaw, the injection he got for the hit on Herbert. I think he got blocked into that play. I don't think they should have. I don't think they should have been ejected for that particular play. I think it was incidental contact. Even though he hit him high, I don't think that he should have been ejected for that particular hit. That's just my opinion. But I'd have took San Francisco in this one. Marcus.
Yeah, also what took San Francisco as well. I mean, to me, the Chargers just have too many injuries, and this to overcome. And I believe right now the 49ers are a better team, so I definitely would the 49ers.
And Herman.
Yeah, I would have picked the 49ers on this one too. And like Brian said, I was expecting a bigger win by the 49ers. I'm starting to wonder, and I know it's like, it may seem crazy, but do the 49ers have too many weapons at this point?
Right. Like the coach don't know what to do, what to focus on.
Yeah,
I know since McCaffrey got there, Debo hasn't
he ain't done nothing.
Much anything.
Yeah, he's killing my fantasy team right now. He ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team too.
Mark, you still got.
I got him up.
What did Kittle do?
Kittle, 1 reception for 21 yards.
And I got him on my fantasy. He didn't do nothing.
I mean, is there such a thing as having
they're going to Ayuk too. I think Ayuk had a pretty.
Yeah, 6 catches, 84 yards. Yeah, and he had 7 targets. So I don't know, man. It's a little weird. Like, he's got a buffet of toys, and it's like, I don't know which toy to play with right now. It's like you can't get them all incorporated into the game. But I guess that's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah,
for some.
A couple figured out.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next game. We had the Cleveland Browns taking on the Miami Dolphins. Ain't a whole lot to say about this one. 39 to 17. They got whooped.
Yeah.
The stats in this one. Got the Cleveland Browns, Jacoby Brissett, 22 for 35, 212 yards, 1 touchdown. Nick Chubb, 11 carries for 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 5 receptions for 99 yards. Tua, 25 for 32, 285 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jeff Wilson Jr., 17 carries for 119 yards, 1 touchdown. And leading wide receiver is Trent Sheffield, 4 catches, 63 yards, 1 touchdown.
Herman, well, it was Jalen Waddle, 4 catches for 66 yards.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but you need it. But Trent Sheffield did have a touchdown though. But I
guess that's why they had. I guess that's why they had him up.
They had Waddle first on my list. I would have picked the Dolphins on this one. Cleveland just, they're just hanging in there in games, and they rely on their run game. And once they got behind, that was pretty much it. It's just Miami's so hard to defend. They have so much speed. I mean, they have 2, good running backs right now, 2 good wide receivers. And Tyreek Hill had an off game this game. He only had 5 receptions for 44 yards. So, and they still put up 39 points. It's like, pick your poison when it comes to them. But real quick, does Byron Jones still play for Miami?
I think he's hurt. I think Byron hurt.
Herman, that is a great question. I haven't seen him like a year and a half.
Wow. They paid a lot of money for that dude.
The better question is does what's the name play? Damn, I just lost it too. Does Amari Cooper play
for the Browns?
Yeah, man, 3 catches for 32 yards.
Yeah, he didn't play Sunday.
Yeah, Jones is hurt, man.
Oh, Byron Jones, he's always hurt. What the heck is wrong with him?
He's been hurt for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I would have picked Miami. I'm all on the Miami bandwagon right now, for real.
Marcus?
Yeah, I definitely would have picked Miami. I mean, that would have been the easiest choice. like Herman just said, they got too much speed, too many good players. In Cleveland, they had a losing record going into this. They just, they definitely need Deshaun coming in and working a miracle for them. But yeah, I definitely would have picked Miami.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. Tua was hot, man. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Dolphins they just crushed Cleveland's game, man. But I would have took the Dolphins on this one too. Brian?
Yeah, we would all been in unison. I would have picked the Dolphins in this one. Again, I was very disappointed in Cleveland's offense. I mean, again, Amari Cooper's stats were terrible, and Nick Chubb's stats were terrible. And he had like one big run in that game, which means it was even worse than what we think. Yeah. So, I mean, that's off to the Miami defense for doing that to him. Hey, man, when is what's the name coming back? How many games did he get suspended? 11, 12?
He started practicing this week.
Okay.
He can come back after the bye week 13.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Matt, he started practicing today. Today was the first day of practice.
Yeah.
All right, so next game we have the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. This game went into overtime, 33-30, with the Vikings winning this. This was a good game. This is probably a game of the week, to be honest with you.
This is game of the year.
You can say game of the year right now.
Yeah, this was game of the year.
Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, 30 for 50, 357 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Cook was four carries, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 10 receptions, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. They could not stop him. They couldn't stop him. Josh Allen, 29 for 43, 330 yards, 2 interceptions.
And a fumble, too. Didn't he have a fumble?
In the fumble, yeah, he had a fumble, too. Josh Allen, leading rusher, 6 carries, 84 yards. Stephon Diggs, 12 receptions, 28 yards, 0 touchdowns. But this was a doozy game. Marcus, who would you have in this one?
I mean, I would have picked the Bills going to this. I hate to say it, but the Vikings are definitely going to win the division. They're looking pretty damn good this year. But I would have picked the Bills, and they almost won it, but 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 lost fumbles. At crucial times in the game. I believe all the turnovers that Josh Allen had were either in his red zone or in their red zone. So you're not gonna win doing that. And they've dropped to number 3 in the division. Nobody, I don't think anyone saw that one coming. So, people might want to put the brakes on the Bills. I know Kansas City fans happy. Definitely the talk is back on them. The talk is back on them instead of the Bills now. But yeah, I would have picked the Bills, and I would have been wrong.
Herman?
Yeah, I definitely would have picked the Bills on this one too, especially being at home. The thing that's concerning is the interceptions that Josh Allen is throwing. He's throwing some Mitch Trubisky type stuff. Okay, he's just. I'm like, what is he doing?
Shut up, Brian.
I didn't say it. He said it.
But it's like, what is he doing? Like, he's trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying?
You know what he's doing? He's doing Brett Favre is what he's doing.
He need to stop.
I think he's reading his press clippings.
It could be that too. Like, he can't do no wrong, but yeah, he gotta reel it in. Like, you can't be doing that type of stuff, especially if you make it to the playoffs. I believe we're saying if you make it to the playoffs. So,
I think they're going to make it.
Right now, if he keeps playing like that. But I picked Buffalo, and I would have picked Buffalo. I would have got this one wrong.
Yeah, I have to agree with y'all too. I would have took Buffalo on this one, man. The Vikings took advantage of those 3 turnovers, especially in the fourth quarter. They took advantage of it. The Justin Jefferson catch was outstanding. That was soup. That was nice. He was a monster in the catch. What do you guys think about this? Would it have been smart for Buffalo to just take the safety and had them play for the field goal? But I guess if they didn't play for the safety, Minnesota could have came down the field and just kicked the field goal and would have won the game. So I guess that's why they wouldn't have.
You have one of the biggest quarterbacks in the league, and you can't sneak the ball. You can't. Well, you can't even get the exchange off.
But he was coming from an injury.
But all they got to do, is fall forward.
Quarterback in that.
Only thing you got to do is fall forward. He didn't get the ball to fall forward.
Sometimes you got to reach the ball out to try to get the first down and stuff. Sometimes you got to.
He was sneaking out of the end zone though.
Playing on top of you and stuff. I don't know if that was such a good idea.
You know what makes it so easy? If he'd have had the ball, he could have just fell out of the end zone.
Get the exchange first.
Yeah, you gotta have a ball.
I mean, the play call, in my opinion, was the right thing to do. You had, like I said, because you have one of the biggest quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah. So. Brian, who's that?
Yeah, we all would have been in accord again. That would have picked the Buffalo Bills, and again, I mean, this was a good game. I ain't gonna lie, but it was a sloppy game. It was sloppy. That's what the part why I can't make it like the best game of the season, because the Buffalo Bills were up 27-10 in the third quarter. Now, all this season, Buffalo don't let no lead like that slip away. But I mean, that's exactly what happened. They let them come back. They even let the Vikings take the lead 30-27, and then had to hurry up and get down the field to kill a field goal to go into overtime. So it was a good game. It was a fun game, but it was sloppy, and that's not the Josh Allen that we've been watching all season. I don't know if it was the arm, if it was the press clippings listening, the hero ball, or whatever, but you're going to have to get it back in line, young man.
All right. So we're going to talk about the last game. The last game of the week was
we can go by this pretty fast.
The Washington Commanders dethroned the Philadelphia Eagles 32-21. The score really wasn't the real outcome. They got that lucky last minute touchdown.
Don't say luck. They shouldn't have been throwing the ball around like that.
Heineke, 17 for 29, 211 yards, 1 interception. Brian Robinson, 26 carries, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. Leading receiver, 8 with Terry McLaurin, 8 catches for 128 yards. For Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts, 17 for 26, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Miles Sanders, 12 carries for 54 yards. Receivers, wow. The receivers, 8 catches for Devontae Smith. I'm sorry, 6 receptions, 39 yards and 1 touchdown for Devontae Smith. On this one, I'm going to go first. I would have actually taken the Eagles on this one, even though I'm not too surprised that they won this game, because this would have fallen in the trap game for the Eagles going in there. But the long drives that actually helped keep Philly's defense off the field, which ended up helping the Commanders at the end. The Brandon Graham face. I mean, what was that? The face mask call on the fumble. That should have been reviewable. You should have been able to review that. That would have changed a little turnaround on that one. You don't think so, Herman? No,
you don't review penalties. Aren't reviewable.
He said it should.
It should have been. Meaning that it was clear and obvious what happened.
But that's not where we are in the NFL right now.
Don't get on high and mighty, Mister. We shouldn't have overtime. I mean, we shouldn't have 5 games.
I'm just saying, if the NFL wants to change the rules, then they need to change the rules. But that's not where we are.
The same way about overtime. About tie games.
No, they need to change that rule.
But I would have took the Eagles on this one. Brian, who would you had in this one?
Yeah, I don't think anybody on this panel would have gone with Washington, even the Washington homer up there on the right-hand corner.
Yeah.
The Eagles were high. The Eagles were rolling. The last time these two teams met, it was not even a game.
Right. Right.
But, that actually started Washington's win streak. The second half of that game, they actually shut the Eagles out. The Eagles didn't score anymore. They actually started to get their defense. The defense was the actual victor in this particular game. Heinicke did a good job. He did just enough not to mess it up.
He tried to give it away, man. He tried to.
He tried, but he didn't. So it didn't happen. So you can't fault him for it, okay? He threw it to McLaurin. McLaurin did his thing. He took it to the running backs. He threw it to Brian Robinson. They had a good game plan, and they ate clock. They kept Philly on the sidelines a lot of this game. It was a good winning recipe, man. I was impressed. They did it well, but I would have never thought that the Washington Commanders would have won this game. I would have put money on the Eagles, but I picked this one wrong.
Herman?
Yeah, I mean, I would have picked the Eagles also. But the one thing we always know is records can go out the window when we're talking about a divisional game. True. The key to this game, and like Brian said, it was the long drives Washington had, and they had it was specifically the second quarter. I've been screaming this all year long. Philly only scores in the second quarter. That's where most of their points come from. And when
you mean the first quarter?
No, the second quarter. Usually, most of their points come.
Their points they don't normally score in the second half.
No, second quarter, not half.
Oh, the second quarter. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, they score almost all their points come in the second quarter usually. Yeah. And you're right, they don't score in the second half usually that much. But that was the key to it. Washington had like two long drives in the second quarter, and Philly had 3 and outs, and that nailed their coffin right there. I've been screaming it all year long. If you can shut them down in the second quarter, you got a really good chance of winning that game, and that's exactly what the Commanders did. So tops off to the Commanders. Jalen Hurts, not impressed.
Hey Herman, did you also notice too that the offense changed when AJ Brown kind of got hurt in that game? The rest of that game, they went back to the Philly offense last year.
Yeah,
and then they lost Goddard too. So it was two big players that hurt them, offensively, where it didn't seem like Jalen could do anything to make it, better, and they couldn't really get the running game like they should.
Yeah, and Mark, as for that face mask and fumble thing, just like all the Eagles fans would say, you can't complain about the refs. You should have been winning the game. So
yeah. And that game had a couple other different calls. That game was bad on both sides. So
it definitely did.
Marcus,
much as I would like the front, that I probably would have picked the Eagles as well. I believe in Heinicke, but still. But here's the thing: I'm gonna tell you what the key is to this game. Forget what Herman said. Here's the key why they won this game and why they may continue to win games. The rumor of the team being sold has lighted a fire in the players. And now they are playing different. They see a light at the end of the tunnel now, and I'm telling you, if that team gets sold for
they get free
season, I'm just saying, if the team gets sold next year, they win the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna bring a whole new into the team, to the town, to everybody, to the fans, to everybody, and that's why they won that game. It's because the rumor started about the team being sold.
So they got an injection, a shot in the arm
that's right.
They fired up for.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. So look, I find it interesting. Nobody with a lone wolf last week. I find that interesting too.
Yeah,
we all on a core.
They were all pretty good, good games. It'd have been difficult to lone wolf on that one.
That's true. All right, we're gonna jump into next week's games. We're gonna start off with the
record. I'd have went 6-0.
I would have went 6-0 too.
Yeah, me too.
I'd have went 12-0 actually. 12-0.
Yeah. How many games was I picking ball?
Actually, you know what? If I'd have went 30. I'd have went 32-0.
Boys, I picked that ball. I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's keep it moving. First Thursday night game we got is the Tennessee Titans, 6-3, taking on the 6-3 Packers. The Packers giving up 3 points on this one. I'm gonna start us off. Hey, they playing in Lambeau. Boy, it's a tough. I'm gonna take the Packers because they're at home. I'm going with the Packers on this one. Marcus,
I am not going to take the Packers. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans. I think the Packers on a downward swing. They got lucky. They got lucky last week. They shouldn't have won that game. I'm going to take the Titans.
Brian.
Damn it, Marcus. I thought I was going to be lone wolf in this one, but I'm with you. I'm on the Titans bandwagon. But the predictor does have the Packers winning 57%. Just a couple quick stats. The Titans' offense is 32nd in the league, but they are ninth rushing. Green Bay's total defense is 9th. Their offense is 13th, and the Titans' total defense is 23rd. But I just got a feeling that the Titans are going to be able to run the ball. They're going to do what the Cowboys neglected to do last week. They're going to continue to feed Henry, mainly because that's all they can do. But they're going to run the ball, and I think they're going to get this done.
Is Tannehill's out, right? Is he playing?
No, he's playing. He's back.
Herman, who you got?
Well, Mark, looks like you're alone on this one, buddy, because I'm going with the Titans also.
Ooh.
I don't believe that the Packers are back. I think the Packers, Aaron Rodgers has Dallas's number right now. Dallas did a bunch of things to lose that game. And I think, like Brian said, I think the Titans are going to feed Derrick Henry, and Tannehill will take his shots when he needs to. But also, I just don't believe that the Packers' offense is as potent as people might think it is. So give me the Titans.
We didn't hear
you ain't got no sound effects, buddy.
Moving on to Sunday's game, we got the 6-3 Jets at the 5-4 New England Patriots. Patriots is giving up 3. Brian, who you got in this?
Well, the predictor has a slight edge, giving it to the Patriots, 51%. Last time, when they played, the Jets lost 22-17, and that was just on October 30th in New England. The Jets get their revenge on this one, man. I can't see Wilson throwing those dumb picks because they should have beat him the first time. Give me the Jets, Jets.
Herman?
I told y'all before, after the first meeting, I'm not picking the Jets to beat the Patriots again, and I'm sticking to that one. So give me the Patriots.
Marcus?
I'm going to call this. They're going to split, so I'm saying the Jets going to win this game. I'm going to say the Jets, Jets.
And I'm going to take Jets. I'm taking the Jets.
He only did that. He did that because of the last
honestly, I had a circle before I chose it.
Whatever.
We sure getting spicy.
All right. Moving on. Next game, we got the 6-3 Cowboys taking on the 8-1 Vikings. The Cowboys giving up 1 point. I'll let you start it off, Marcus. Who you got in this one?
This is actually kind of hard for me.
Yeah, I bet.
You don't know who to root for.
I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Vikings. They went one of the best teams in the NFL last week, and Justin Jefferson looks like a beast. What's the name? Diggs going to try to shut that guy down. I don't know if he'll be able to do it, but the Vikings are looking real hot right now, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the Vikings.
Marcus, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. Build on that momentum from that win from last week. I think they carry it on this week. I'm gonna take the Vikings. Brian,
I think y'all both smoking crack. Is what I think. Predicted as the Cowboys winning 58%. Vegas has the Cowboys favored in this game. Cousins has been sacked 20 times this year. And guess who leads the NFL in sacks with 35?
Pittsburgh.
Dallas Cowboys. No.
You told me
Dallas Cowboys will be victorious in this particular game. It won't be close. We beat them last year with Cooper Rush. We're going to dominate this time.
Y'all beat the Vikings last year with Cooper Rush?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that was his first starting game.
Yeah, it was his first start. Yeah, his first start too. It basically boils down to this: Dallas has Kirk's number. Give me the Cowboys. Kirk Cousins is still flashing back to when he was in the NFC East. Whenever he plays the Cowboys, he can't beat us.
All right, we gonna see.
Next game, you could make Mark Long Wolf that joint.
No,
I can't believe you rooting for Kirk Cousins. What's wrong with you?
We're gonna go with the next
No, is he
game.
asleep?
The three.
Is he?
No,
he's
Wake up, Marcus. You wake?
I'm waiting.
Next game, we got the 3-6 Cleveland Browns taking on the 6-3 Buffalo Bills. Bills 9.5 points. They playing in Buffalo. Herman, who you got in this one?
You know, I'm gonna go with the Bills. This one they're supposed to be in a big snowstorm. This game, I don't know if it's going to snow during the game, and maybe start thinking about the run game for the Browns. But the Bills are going to bounce back this week. They're not going to let the Browns come into Buffalo and beat them. So give me the Bills.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one, Herman. I'm gonna take the Bills Mafia. I'm taking the Bills on this one too. Brian?
Hey man, no question, man. Vegas 9.5. That's crazy. 9.5, and the predictor has them at 82%. Man, Bills Mafia gets back on track. Josh Allen gets back into the MVP race.
Marcus?
I'm also going to take the Bills. I don't know if Josh Allen's go back to the MVP in the race, but I think the Bills are going to win.
All right,
You know, they win the way Josh Allen plays.
Mm-hmm.
With his running and throwing, he's normally leading in it. So if he don't do well, they don't win.
All right, moving on to the 7-2 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 5-4 LA Chargers. The Chiefs taking 7 points on this one.
Give them 7.
Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't see a little negative. Give it up 7 points. Brian, who you got on this one?
It's highlighted in red, but
I don't have color on mine. Thank you.
Hey man, the predictor has Kansas City 81%. Man, the Chiefs are averaging 30 points a game and 435.4 yards a game. The Chargers are averaging 22.2 points a game and only 372.9 yards. Oh, and they're giving up 372.9 yards on defense. Man, Kansas City roll. It's not even going to be close.
Marcus, wake up.
I'm wide awake. So, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Chargers got way too many injuries, offense and defense. I think this is going to be a smoke show. It'll be the Chiefs all day.
Chiefs. I ain't on Chiefs. Herman.
Chiefs. Chargers the Chargers are basically the Ravens of last year with all the injuries.
Yeah, except they can't overcome them. At least the Ravens did.
That's the only thing. Yeah.
Next, we got to the final game: the San Francisco 49ers, the 5-4 San Francisco 49ers, taking on the 4-6 Arizona Cardinals. The Niners giving up 8 points on this one. I'm gonna take the Niners on this one. Herman, who you got on this?
I'm going with the 49ers. Even it's a divisional game. This is probably going to be closer than we think it's going to be. But 49ers, they just have so many weapons, and honestly, we don't know if Kyler Murray is even going to be playing, and plus Call of Duty. So.
Brian.
Herman stole my sunshine. Call it the Packers and not Marcus.
Yeah, I'm about to go.
Okay. The predictor also has them going 69%, I don't think it'll be close. I think that'll be the Christian McCaffrey show. Give me the Niners.
All right, Marcus, round it out so you can go to sleep. Go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick the 49ers. Hopefully, it'll be the Debo Samuel show, so I got more fantasy team.
Yeah,
that's what I need. Forget the Christian McCaffrey show. I need Debo Samuel show.
All right, so that wraps up the end of the show. We're gonna take it out with the final thoughts. I really don't have anything really for the final thoughts, so I'm gonna throw it back over to Brian. What do you have for your final thoughts?
Just some prayers wish for you. My mom got COVID. She's doing well, but just some prayers for her. My father's also got sick. He has a little infection, so he's in the hospital right now. Sorry, thoughts and prayers. I appreciate it.
Definitely thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Herman?
I don't really have anything. Change is always good in life, so don't be afraid of change.
Marcus, take us out of here.
I don't get no final thoughts.
Well, what's your final thoughts? What's your final thoughts?
I'm just saying, appreciate family and friends. When you got true ones in your life, that's definitely a blessing. So appreciate the true family and friends you have in your life. When you need them, they're there to call on. So appreciate them. Other than that, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Encourage you on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Delay of Game. We're on Twitter at Delay of Game 3, and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.